the man, he's the myth, he's the legend, he's the scientist with all the answers and all the questions. It's time for another episode of Alex's Science Corner.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. No, please. Oh, second round? Still second standing ovation?
Alex, what's going on in the wide world of science, my friend?
All right. First up is about how fast we can try and determine information in the brain. These researchers, what they did is they would show pictures of groups of people to test subjects and try and see what they can figure out and how fast they can figure it out. And one of the things that they figured it out was that, yeah, I know, Bobby just arrived.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the things that they figured out, did you want to put this on hold and we'll have Bobby play another song and we'll restart this again?
No, she'll figure it out.
So anyway, what they were able to figure out is there are two parts of our brain. One brain that tries to calculate stuff out really, really fast to give us a threat assessment, something that's dangerous to us. Then there's a second part of our brain that's cognitive, that takes all this information, then takes its time to try and figure things out. Well, what they've learned is that we humans, we can identify the male-female ratio of a group of people very, very accurately, and the age of those people in about a half second. So you see a picture of a group of people for a half second, you can tell the male-female ratio and the age of the people of the picture. And the reason that is because the more women that you have in a group, the less of a potential threat they can be. On the other hand, the more males in the group and the younger the males are in the group, the higher chance that they are a threat as a group. And so our brains have developed this quick reflex, as it were, to identify the male-female ratios and determine the ages.
Isn't that kind of just a survival reflex?
Well, that is actually it. It's designed, that part of our brain is wired to quickly and accurately determine the ratios of men to women in the group. And it is a survival trait. Now, unfortunately, it's also one of those things that, as humans, we see a group of people, and the first reaction you get is they look unusual or something's going on, they're a threat. And so then the second part of it is our cognitive portion, the slower portion of our brain that goes through and reanalyzes this information, needs to go in and say, okay, you know what, this situation here, it's not a threat, things are much safer or things are more dangerous than what I think they are. But you've got that quick reflex that pops up first. So it's really cool that our brain can get this information, figure out that fast. There's a side effect of that, though, in that we can sometimes see threats where there are not threats because we've been wired to see certain things as threats.
Or I'm just paranoid.
Well, that's something special and separate. Do you want to tell us about it, Brian?
No, I'm just fine. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So what are you trying to say, huh?
Everybody's against me.
Well, you're not going to like the second article,
okay. I know. It's the one that's giving us all the bad news. All
yeah,
right,
well, the second article is researchers went through and did a broad review of various types of... They did a review of all these different studies that studied dementia. And what they figured out after looking at all these various studies, that a lot of the things, or the vast majority of things that people are hoping will stop or slow down dementia, don't work. For example, drugs, they found, have not been helpful in slowing down or stopping dementia. Exercise, brain training games, that kind of stuff does not help slow down dementia.
What does?
The best that they've been able to figure out is that if you're able to do, when you're really young, if you are able to do high-end education games, or you do a lot of high-end education when you're really young, that might have an effect. Other than that, you're unfortunately stuck with what you've got.
We're screwed, man.
Yeah.
We're screwed.
Unfortunately, one of the things about it is many people would see the brain training as a way of like slowing down dementia. Unfortunately, it's kind of the other way. People who can do brain training are less likely to suffer from dementia. People who are less likely to suffer dementia are more likely to do brain training games than the other way around. So,
Okay. Well, we're all screwed.
yeah. Unfortunately, once you pass the age of like 7, 8, whatever your brain is, that's where it's going. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. You can still learn. You can do a lot of stuff, but if you're going to be suffering dementia, there's not much you're going to be doing about it.
I think there's a doctor on the line.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else to add to that?
No, I thought that was depressing enough for the holidays.
Thanks a lot. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hey, if you want to give us a call and complain, the number here is 203
837
9924.